Welcome to my February garden. It is February the 8th, and it is time to take a look at how things have been growing and not growing. We have just been through some pretty hard freeze, and a lot of things around here are dormant, but we got some encouraging news. The 14-day weathercast is predicting no more hard freezes, so that is great. That means spring is on the way, and it is time to jump in and go ahead and trim back all of my perennials that have gone dormant. I thought I had another week or two because I just was sure we were going to have some more freezes, but it looks like maybe we're not. So we'll see. Okay, so let's start with a tour of the front yard, and then we'll go into the backyard and we'll see how things are faring out here. I have to say, I didn't lose one thing this year. We really did have a fairly mild winter, which I am thrilled about. Okay, let's take a look. So as we step back and look at the front of the house, I am thrilled about the evergreen things going on here. So this is Abelia, and this is a sunshine Abelia in front. And having that evergreen is just a really nice foundation to ground everything when all the other things die. Again, it's repeated on the left side here with my beautiful cherry laurel tree here. It's a bush, a shrub, I guess. But you can see I have a lot of dead salvia perennials that I will trim back so I can encourage them to regrow. This is Shasta daisy, and there's another one on this side. And then this purple is ajuga, and it is a really great ground cover. And in the spring, it's covered with purple flowers. And the same with this plant here. This is creeping phlox, and it stays very low, and it is covered. And then here with purple flowers. I have an Indian in the spring paintbrush too. And so I was so thrilled that it did not get nipped at all in this freeze we had. An Indian hawthorn, and some more perennials behind it that will all be trimmed up. And on this side, I have pretty much just the exact same thing repeated. Phlox and ajuga and more Shasta daisies. On this side, we have already started trimming back some things. So that was a salvia, and this was a salvia, and this was a lantana. And they just looked so awful. We went ahead and trimmed them back. And then these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. These are newly planted Abelia. So I'm just continuing on with the evergreen shrubs down the front of the yard. I had planted some of the cherry laurels, and they were just beautiful. They were tall soldiers here when we moved into this property 6 years ago. And in the ice storm we had, they bent over and cracked, which was so sad. So we had to start over. So here we are with Abelia. And then right here, you might remember I had a about a 4-foot tall knockout rose. Well, it has been here probably 20 years, and it was very diseased. And so we went ahead and took it out, and I'm going to put something new there. And then all this front section is usually covered with lantana and other Texas native things that can handle our heat. All right, and as I turn around, you can see the grass is quite dormant. This is zoysia grass, and you only have to water it once a week, and it survives. And out in the rock garden at the front of the street, I have a beautiful old yaupon. I have some agaves. These are the kind that get the tall spikes with the pink flowers. This is purple trailing lantana that desperately wants to be cut back so it can start regrowing. Some more of the agaves and a Texas purple sage. And all of these things are very drought tolerant. And if there's no there's no water out here at the street, and so they survive just fine on the very little bit of water that we get. In these little rock formations, I have the most beautiful bougainvilleas. So they're in the garage right now. They can't handle the cold. And then one last thing to show you over here. Around our electric box, we have planted the Nellie Stevens holly. And these are babies. This is year 2. And well, they're starting on year 3. So the first year they sleep, the second year they creep, and the third year they leap. And I'm hoping they leap this year. I've been having to hand water them to help them through our terrible drought, but they need to hurry up and leap because they have a lot of ugly to cover. And here is a vitex tree. This is a small ornamental tree that does really well in our drought conditions and loves the heat. It will be covered with green leaves very soon, and then most of the summer and into the fall, it's covered with beautiful purple flowers. So I highly recommend a vitex tree. And that is the front yard. So just taking a quick look at the backyard, I'm so happy to see I have a bunch of daffodils. This is my first year with these. I ordered them from Color Blends. I ordered 25, and they are up and looking great. Sadly, I had to cage them with fencing, which really detracts from their beauty because I have 2 dogs, big dogs, that play back here, and they would have destroyed them. So please look past the fencing and try just to see the beauty of the daffodils. And you can see that all of the green is now brown. It's all dormant, and we will be chopping it all down because we see in our forecast, our 14-day forecast, that we are not going to have any more freeze. So it is okay to start chopping things back. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We have a lot of work to do back here, taking down all of the dormant things we have. The thryallis and the Mexican sage and the Russian sage. All of this will come down, and sending it a message to send up new shoots. And you can see my iris are looking fabulous. They're about to put out some new spring bulbs, some spring blooms. I'm so excited for that. My Asiatic jasmine is doing its best to try to fill in. The pollinator garden back here needs to get, you just go through this with the weed eater and you mow it all down. This is Greg's Mist that the butterflies just love. So we will mow this all down, and it will start sending up new beautiful shoots of Greg's Mist. It's a perennial, so it comes back every year. The green grass back there is ryegrass that loves the wintertime. And then this grass here is zoysia grass, so it's completely dormant. Some other things that I am going to have to do in the next week is rose pruning. So I've got 4 roses over here, and I will prune those back by about 1/3. These are knockout roses, so they don't need a really deep prune. They just need about 1/3 taken off. And there are more drift roses back here, and they will enjoy having a little trim. My boxwood looks so good, they'll get a trim. Beautiful Berkeley sedge looks really cute. It will get a good chop and come out looking wonderful. More boxwood that can't wait for its first trim. I've never touched this boxwood, but this is its second year, so I think it's finally time. I won't bother this one. This one's a new one. And then I have lumbago over here that will come out, well, not come out, but be trimmed all the way back down to the ground. More boxwood, knockout roses, more boxwood back here, and my cherry laurels are looking really good. And we can walk back here. I have skullcap on the other side of the creek there that made it through. We just did not have a very bad winter this year, which I'm so happy about. And everything still looks like it's going to just bounce right back. So here I have the lamb's ear, and I covered it, and look how great it looks. And then there is a leopard plant that's trying to come back. If I would just trim all that dead off, it would come back really quick. But I was waiting to see if we were going to have another freeze before I cleared all that underbrush out, but it doesn't look like we are. So I can get in there and clean it all out. And here is Turk's cap that we will chop down and send a message to start over again. And in about a month, that Turk's cap is up and looking great. Here we have some new abelias. This is their second year. And dichondra, the silver ponyfoot or dichondra grass is there. And this is the only kind of hydrangea we can grow here. This is the oak leaf hydrangea, and when I trim this back, it will look really good. But you can see that it's getting some new buds. So I'm very excited for it. It looks pretty bad right now, but it'll look better soon. And then one last thing to look at back here in my raised bed, my tulips are all coming up. Don't they look great? They're about 3 to 4 inches tall. I had to cover them because the squirrels came and visited, and that was no fun to see about 3 or 4 of my tulips gone. They took them and ran off with them. So this has made a big difference. This was a dog crate, and now it's now it's a squirrel keeper outer. So, all right. Well, that is a quick tour of the backyard, and it really does look different when everything is dormant and brown, but it won't be long. So I hope you enjoyed my February video of my front yard and backyard. Please comment below if you live in the Central Texas area or wherever you live, if you are getting excited about getting out in your garden, what you are going to be doing to prepare your plants for the coming spring. So let everyone know. We all like to hear what each other is doing. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will have more videos soon. Please like and subscribe for more of this same kind of content. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.